Now, we've been looking at these prophecies that were given in the Old Testament, fulfilled in the New Testament, of the first advent of the Messiah, Jesus Christ. And we're going to go to the Psalms, to a Messianic Psalm, Psalm 78. Psalm 78, this speaks to Christ's teaching in parables. We begin at verse 1, Give ear, O my people. This is Psalm 78. Give ear, O my people, to my law. Incline your ears to the words of my mouth. I will open my mouth in a parable. I will utter dark sayings of old, which ye have heard and known, and our fathers have told us. We will not hide them from their children, showing to the generation to come the praises of the Lord and his strength, and his wonderful works that he hath done. So verse 2 is the one that they use in the Messianic prophecy. I will open my mouth in a parable. And indeed, Christ spoke in parables. And he spoke in parables so that those that were given to understanding would understand, and those that were not would not. But these parables, of course, were stories using everyday situations to teach spiritual ideals, concerns, traits, spiritual necessities. All of this was taught from what we find around us as a human. Now, let's go to Matthew chapter 13. Matthew chapter 13, and we see here in verse 1, the same day went Jesus out of the house and sat by the seaside. And great multitudes were gathered together unto him, so that he went into a ship and sat, and the whole multitude stood on the shore. And he spake many things unto them in parables. Now, here he gives the parable of the sower, the seed, and the ground. This is some 100-fold, some 30-fold, and some, 60-fold. And then you go on down in this portion of Matthew, and he gives the parable of the, he finishes by giving a description of the parable, or a if you will, he deciphers it for them. And he does that all the way. Then he goes to the grain of mustard seed there in verse 31. And he talks about heaven like a grain of mustard seed. And then in verse 34, we have the capstone verse, and this is the one that scholars would refer you to. All these things spake Jesus unto the multitude in parables. And without a parable spake he not unto them. Verse 35, that it might be fulfilled, which was spoken by the prophet. Prophet who? The prophet in the Psalms. Spoken by the prophet, saying, I will open my mouth in parables. I will utter things which have been kept secret from the foundation of the world. So then Jesus sent a multitude away and went into the house, and his disciples came unto him. Declare unto us the parable of the tares of the field. And so he did. You see, he was not going to keep it hidden from them, but he spoke in parables to achieve his goal. All these things spake Jesus unto the multitude in parables, and without a parable spake he not unto them. And there are those that would say that Jesus was a good storyteller and that was it. Well, we know better than that. Jesus was Messiah, and his speaking in stories or parables is a fulfillment of prophecy found in Psalm 78:2. And so he did this in fulfillment of prophecy. Praise God.